Hello, my true crime lovers. I want to start off by saying that there could be potentially a trigger warning for this story, so if you get triggered pretty easily, I would suggest that you stop listening here. If you don't and you want to keep going, then let's get into the story of Cal Coburn Brown. Cal was the last person to ever be executed by lethal injection at the Washington State Penitentiary on September 10th, 2010. He was convicted of killing Holly Washup, a 21-year-old girl that he abducted in a parking lot at knife point, took her to a nearby motel, tortured her, beat her, raped her for days, and then murdered her. She was found in the trunk of his car with her throat slit. 3 days later, he was brought in and he went through all the trials, was convicted, and sentenced to death. He did not agree with this. He was sentenced to death in 1997, but again, he wasn't executed until 2010. And that's because he didn't agree with this. He felt that he was being treated unfair. He had an unfair jury. He had an unfair trial. So he just kept doing appeal after appeal, appeal after appeal, because he didn't feel that he deserved death. Wild. Wild after what you did to this Holly girl. That you don't feel that you feel that you get to live is wild to me. And this was his last statement that he gave right before execution. He said, Brown did not apologize to Wash's family, but said he understood their empty amenity for him. He said he forgave that hatred and hoped that the execution would give them closure. He also said that the prison staff had been most professional and that no complaints about his treatment there. However, Brown protested sentencing disparities, saying criminals who had killed many more people, such as the Green River Killer Gary Ridgway, were serving life sentences while he was put to death for one. He said, I only killed one victim. I can't really see that there is a true justice. Hopefully sometime in the future that gets straightened out. Brown's final words were, thank you, God bless you, God bless my family. Wild. Wild man. Like, I get where he's coming from, because that's one of the videos that I posted the other day. I don't understand how one person gets sentenced to death while one person gets sentenced to life, but their crimes are so different. I guess it really depends on the judge, the jury, and the state, obviously. So after many years of fighting this, that's where capital punishment came into question, was wondering, is it unconstitutional for that? And I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you feel that the death penalty is unconstitutional? Do you feel that the death penalty shouldn't be a thing? Or do you agree that the death penalty should be a thing? Now, TikTok does get a little iffy on comments, so once you respond, just kind of watch the way that you word things. So this actually brought on a huge case back in 2007, with a case dealing with jury selection in capital cases, in which the Supreme Court of the United States held that appeal courts must defer to a trial judge decision whether a potential juror would be able to overcome demur about capital punishment and be open to voting to impose a death sentence. Because I imagine that when you have a jury selection, some people are okay with death and some people aren't okay with death. So they had to try and figure out a way to do jury selection in capital cases that were going to involve the death sentence. So again, though, he, I think, got what he deserved. After filing lots of petitions for habeas corpus in federal district courts, he argued that the state trial judge had improperly dismissed a juror without finding that the juror's views on capital punishment would impair his ability to follow the law. After all these appeals, he was put to death. That poor family will never get... Holly will never get to live her life. But again, he was the last person to ever be executed by lethal injection. So, that's pretty much it. He only, took the horrible way to take the life of a 21-year-old beautiful woman. Let me know your opinions, again, on this capital punishment. Do you think it's a thing? Do you think it shouldn't be a thing? Give me your opinions. Let's have a conversation about it. I would love to hear that. I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Please be safe out there. Be aware of your surroundings. And just be careful out there. Bye.